Hi, this is Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for Phoenix 360, and I'm joined today by the indie musician and songwriter, Nick Duane. Hey, Nick, how are you, man?
Great. Nice to meet you, John. I love your room there with the flying saucer above your turn
Thanks. Thanks, man. This is
electronics
one
there.
of my favorite bands, Yonder Mountain String Band. So I can give them a little
Nice.
plug. That's actually one of their tour posters. But I'm glad you dig it, and I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you, man. I
Cool.
like also your space, and so we're cut from the same cloth there in terms of enjoying our memorabilia and music
Yeah,
influences. But at any rate, Nick, I'm really
definitely.
happy to share with people today some of the work that you've got up on your YouTube channel. So if it's okay, we'll tune into it now to your anything. Sound good?
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everyone and you yourself enjoy it.
Indeed. All right. So everybody, let's check out Nick Duane and anything.
Wondering what this union was. It all fits together much too conveniently. Heart beating as we race through the night. Hell bent on reaching some other side of this with you, my love. We can defeat anything.
Hey, Nick, sounds great, man. Well done. And thanks for letting us share it. And listen, can I ask you this question? What was the inspiration behind anything? And I'm really interested in where you're from and your journey as an artist.
Oh, okay. Loaded questions. As far as the song Anything, that one kind of came all at once. So that's a lucky song. Sometimes you get lyrics and everything at once. It doesn't usually work that way.
Right.
It was just it just usually it's like it can be a lot of times like pulling teeth and working out the lyrics. I tend to normally write the music first and then fit the lyrics after. But there are some songs I've had, such as Anything or Birthday Party or Rain, number of songs from time to time that you have. It just keeps, you just write it down and it writes itself. I don't know how or why. I wish it would always work that way.
I know it's like you're a channel kind of,
Yeah.
and you're getting a download of, inspiration, and then
Yeah.
culminates into a composition. So that's cool, Nick. Now, listen, in becoming an artist and being a fan of other, artists along the way that probably helped
Mm,
inspire your own music. Who are some of
yeah.
those artists that you really loved?
Well, I think everybody's got their own personal favorites. Mine was I've a lot. I used to be and still am somewhat of a record collector, and
Cool.
then I duplicated the records onto CDs. So I mean, I like Elvis Presley. I've got Elvis records. I stopped collecting really kind of like in the '90s because my life took a different turn. But the Beatles were a big inspiration. The English Invasion, early Motown in the '60s. I wish I could write as well or be be as good as all that, but that's
Cool.
inspirations.
Yeah.
Later, it turned out Hendrix in the '70s, the Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Anything Magazine, Iggy Pop, David Bowie,
Mhm.
all kinds of things. Too. Then later on, it got a little more normal. Tom Petty and I can appreciate all kinds of music.
Me
So
too,
it's
you know?
eclectic, probably.
Uh-huh. And I got to tell you what, like,
Mostly,
I mean, a lot of the greats that you mentioned, I mean, they are instilled in such a, I think you mentioned a lot of rock and roll legends
yes,
there,
yeah,
and so, and it's interesting how rock and roll, has now, I think it drifted away for some time and now is coming back and, powerfully, which I really am a big fan and always have been in classic rock songs and, the ones you listen to over and over on the radio and know all the words and the Stairway to Heavens and the, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Bob
yeah.
O'Reilly's, and these are what inspired us, and so
Okay.
I'm glad to see that it's still, ripping in your music and and we preserve the quality of that energetic
Mhm.
sound and those artists,
It's
so
amazing. It's still popular in in a lot of aspects. Yeah,
it
it's
comes,
amazing.
what's old is new again. And you know what I mean? Even you talked about records. I mean, vinyl is so popular now. It is not,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not
yeah.
inexpensive. I mean, it's expensive to go out and get vinyl right now, but it has a certain quality that people
Yeah,
love, that purity of the old, the OG
yeah.
recordings. So at any rate,
I-
I appreciate that. How about what you have going on right now, Nick? Are you involved in any kind of performing, or do you have anything that we should anticipate on your social channels?
at this point, I'm more into recording and writing. To my favorite years ago, I always loved going into the studio and writing the song, and then the band would practice it, and you'd go out and play the song. And my biggest um, high or whatever I got off the most of was creating something. So that, and as time goes on, and now post pandemic or during pandemic, whatever we're in now,
Yeah.
I'm still into creating. And I have a side project with a friend of mine, Jim Hall. He's out of New Jersey. Out of Rhode Island. We have a 5-song EP coming out,
Nice.
which you can find on Bandcamp, and it'll be in Spotify beginning of the year, iTunes, all the usual suspects.
Platforms, yeah.
But the tentative title is This, That, and No Other. It's a 5-song EP. So we did that, and we send files back and forth through the mail and to do our parts and then whatever. And then I've got my own. I'm going to be having I did a review. I had a review not too long ago, and in the review, the reviewer asked or mentioned that I haven't put out an album in a while. I've just been putting out series of singles the last few years. So I was going to take a couple of those singles, and I've got a bunch of new songs that I've got all recorded and mastered, and I'm just kind of doing the sequencing now of where I think it should fall. So I'll have a new album coming out, and that'll be on Spotify, YouTube, all the usual places, Bandcamp, and so the next couple of months, we'll see. I should be having a bit more output to connect with the other output. But Cold Shivers is the name of the band, and my solo work is under my name, Nick Duane.
I love it, Nick. That's great, man. I appreciate that. And we'll look for it on your social media channels that you can find below our interview today. And we're going to look forward to having Nick Duane coming up on FENIX 360. So, Nick, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate you.
Glad to be part of FENIX 360. Everybody, it's cool. Get into it.
Thanks, Nick. Take good care.
Thank you, John.
Writing to you seems so long ago. Weekly phone call that we had. Lifelines that we make, wishing it would never end. It's Sunday now, watching the clock. I know it's time